Kind Profits here with another in my series on ethical investing. Today we're going to talk about a concept called dollar cost averaging, and I highly recommend this, although again none of these videos are financial advice. Instead we're just trying to get you to think for yourself and understand some of these concepts. So dollar cost averaging is a way of investing that hopes to get the average price of a equity you're trying to buy into. For instance, if you were to get suddenly a windfall of $5,000, maybe you inherit that for some reason, and you decide you want to start buying into a ETF, like the ETF we discussed yesterday, the Vanguard ETF that is ESG. It's one of the factors for selecting what's included in it. Instead, what you'll do, instead of just buying $5,000 all at once immediately, some people would be inclined to just wait for the price to go down. Recently we had a pretty big drop in the market where lots of the indexes, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Dow, all dropped about 15%. So it's one thing people want to do a lot is, I'll wait for it to drop and then I'll buy in, trying to time the market. You also see people do this a lot with home purchases. They'll say, oh, prices are too high right now, I'll try to buy in later. So that thought process is out in the world a lot. But dollar cost averaging is trying to accept the fact that you cannot time the market. Nobody is able to do it. The people that are doing it seem to just be lucky or have some sort of skill that you most likely do not possess. I don't think that people who even do time the market are actually that great at it. So instead of spending that $5,000 at once, you'd spread it out, hoping to buy at a good average price. It's not someone who's trying to exceed the average and get above average investing. They're just trying to achieve the average and make solid choices for what they're buying. So you would divide that $5,000 out. Maybe you'd say, I'll buy $500 a month for the next 10 months. But assuming you don't have windfall, the other way people tend to already be doing this is through 401ks, IRAs, where every month your employer, you've set aside money, maybe hopefully you're getting some sort of match from your employer to buy into a 401k plan that you set up. And so every month you're buying the same dollar amount, but the amount that you're actually getting for that dollar changes. So let's look at just a regular stock. Let's say you were buying Nike stock. You could either buy a bunch of Nike when you think it's low, or you could just put the same amount in every time. That's what I recommend as far as dollar cost averaging, is just to put the same dollar amount every time. Let's say theoretically the stock is $25. You still buy $50 every week. Let's say the stock then goes up to $40, you still continue to buy $50 every week. Then it goes back down to $20, you keep buying the $50 every week. But overall, you're getting the average price of the stock. So as long as the stock itself is continuing to perform well, you'll be well off and the price will go up. So this is something I highly recommend, is dollar cost averaging. Predicting the market is simply too difficult a task to accurately do, and this is a safer, somewhat smarter bet than trying to time the market. The other thing you might tend to do that's particularly bad is you see the price going up, so you get a little antsy and you just spend all your money at once trying to buy it before it goes up even further, and then you spend all your money and the price drops. So it's hard to do dollar cost averaging. It does take a little bit of skill on your behalf, or a little fortitude to just wait and accept that you're just buying the same dollar amount every time, no matter what it buys as far as the amount of stock. But overall, this is a good strategy and I highly recommend it. Kind Profits out.